In these situations, I think what is very important is that one needs to lead the transformation of public spaces, not from the top to bottom, but you need to drive from the bottom to the top. And you need to create an opportunity where people can regain their dignity as a part of a bigger social whole. So it doesn't matter if you homeless, or if you're African, or if you're old lady, Italian lady. You need to create a social space where the homeless people feel that they're not invisible, and the lady feels that she's not invisible, and the migrants feel that they're not excluded because of color or their language. And the design, therefore, must be driven by creating this inclusive space. And if it is only about how it looks, or if it's only about trees and so on, it will fail, because the human energy must come from people understanding that it's their part, and it's not done for them by someone they don't know. And I think Malpensa was a gateway to the whole region, because this is where everyone with animals came, but this was like a place which was the common land, where everyone who was coming to the city could be. And suddenly it just became this sort of very strange, fragmented bit taken over by car parks and everything else. If you release the energy of this space, it could transform the whole neighborhood, and that after would have enormous impact. The economic values would go up of the housing, jobs would come here, people from the old town would come here in the evening and so on. Which is not like Bergamo, which is a beautiful historical city, and you need to be careful. This is a place where you should be open to allow all kinds of things to happen. And you should really give huge prominence to things which perhaps in the old city, because of the conservation and so on, could not happen. So this is absolutely a huge opportunity. And I think it needs to be there, and the energy is there, but somehow it's being blocked by people just thinking this is a bit past too dangerous, or if we do it, God knows what would happen, and so on. The park is like a computer board, and you put all these things into it. But without the electricity, which are people, it doesn't work. And I think this is, what you must do, is that you must really see the park like this computer board, and you put this process in and this process in, but without the people which are providing the electricity, it just doesn't work. And it needs to work with people, it just doesn't work as a box. And I think this is so interesting, because this park is so close to a remarkable institution with a huge ethos of being oriented towards people, and somehow the idea of a social enterprise is what this park is calling for. That the cafe as a social space needs to become a social enterprise, and it's like the enterprise in the cemetery, which is run by the young people, for young people. So the immigrant kids have got a place to do their schoolwork, because Wi-Fi is free. They can have a drink there, but they can also listen to their music. They can be outside, they can be inside. They know if they go there, they will always find someone they know. And it's run as a social enterprise. And it's totally economically viable, it doesn't need any subsidy. And that's exactly what we need here. But if someone just designs it without thinking it through, you will just get a box, which will be the wrong box. And I think that's, is the danger. It's the way how it should work. needs to be flexible, it needs to not be expensive, you should not be spending money on all the wrong things. And you can only get it right if you really sit down with young people and say what it is that you want. How can we help you to do it? And that's a very different process. I was supposed to come here and say it will be like this, and this is what you get. This space will be here for the next 50, 60, 100 years. So we need to start thinking about how it will address the people in, say, 20 years timeline. The trees take much longer to grow, everything takes much longer to grow, and the social cohesion in the neighborhood takes much longer to happen. So the change needs to happen from holistic healing. It doesn't happen from just putting a plaster on the change. You need to give dignity back to people. To make their voices heard, and you need to make them be seen. They cannot be invisible. And I think that's, and it's also about the visibility of history. So people need to recover the history of the place back. And they need to recover it in a way which is confident and open. Because every place continuously changes. It's never ideal, and after it becomes not ideal, it just simply changes. The park should have activities in it which are about recovering the social history of this place, the memories of human voices. And once people recover their human voices and paths, the future opens up. And I think this is why what you're doing and the soft activities in the park are as important as the trees in the physical park. And I think what is interesting about it is that this neighborhood is very rich in that. You just at the moment, you just simply can't quite see it. Yeah, I think the important thing is not to try to make it perfect. You just simply need to do it, and you need to make it happen. And also try not to be prescriptive by saying it can happen this way. It's to somehow say it could happen this way. What do you think? And it's like cooking. You can have a recipe, but actually the best cooking is always people who just start with a recipe and after they make it their own. And I think it's and also the whole thing with cooking is also a very good analogy, because food is one of the things which is really not nice to eat alone. You need to eat it share it with someone. It's the act of sharing food.